Hello people! Today we're going to be doing the first set of Christmas nails for the year, which I'm calling Christmas Snowflakes. Now this set of nails I did specifically for my mom, and somehow I screwed up and I did not record the first coat of polish, so you're just going to see the second coat going on of the red. We're not doing a second coat on the black because we're going to chrome those. But when my mom asked me to do these nails for her, my jaw hit the floor and you could have knocked me over with the feather. Because I've been trying to make nails for my mom for years now and she never would let me do it. Mainly because she has rheumatoid arthritis and her hands are kind of deformed, so she doesn't like to draw attention to them. But I was super excited to do these for her. But okay, I'm moving on to the chrome. Now just ignore that one because I messed up that part. I forgot to top coat over the nails before I put the chrome on, so that one has got semi-chrome on there, which didn't work. Which there's a lesson for you. Make sure you top coat before you just put the chrome. Don't put the chrome straight onto the polish. Now I have done that in the past and it worked fine, but lately it hasn't been, so no wipe top coat. Gonna cure it for 60 seconds. And once I get back out of there, we're gonna be ready to go ahead with the chrome powder. Now normally I like to do the chrome powder with just my bare fingers because it seems like to me it works better, but I didn't feel like taking off my gloves and then putting them back on, and because my hands were all sweaty and gross. So I had to go at it with just the gloves on. So we're just going to dab the chrome powder on there. And frankly, I got a lot more on there than I really needed. You really don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. And I'm just going to continue to rub this in. The more you rub it, the shinier it will get. Although frankly, like I said, I think it does better if I use my bare finger. You're going to get it all around there on the edges. And don't forget to do the free edge down there. I'll just show you my doing one more and then we'll move on because it's all the same. Also, since you didn't see the first coat of polish, you didn't see me showing the polish colors and whatnot, all of it will be listed in the description. Now I'm going to get a soft brush and I'm going to just gently brush off the nails and make sure there's no loose chrome powder on there still. And then we will be ready to move on to the no wipe top coat. Now this top coat I'm just trying to use up, but I don't know what it is with this particular one, but it likes to bead up on whatever I put it on. I thought it was a compatibility with different products that was causing the problem, but later at the end of this, when I'm putting the final top coat, I'm top coating over itself and it still does it, so I don't know what the deal is. But if you just keep wiping over it and wiping it over and wiping it over, eventually it will stay smoothed out. But towards the end, when I was doing the final top coat, you'll see it takes me quite a while. I had to keep going over them and over them and over them. And then finally get it smoothed out, then you got to quickly get it in the lamp before it separates again. But anyway, I don't think I have a whole lot of this stuff left, but I'm trying to get rid of it, so we're just going to use it up. This set, I had a few issues with things that I did on here that I didn't like and had to do over and whatnot, but for the most part, this was a pretty quick and easy set to do. And I will cure those. I'm just checking to make sure it's not beading up. No, I'll cure that for 60 seconds. Now I'm going to give a generous base coat to the set. Just ignore that glitter you can see on the top of there that looks rough. I put a like a white glitter that completely disappeared when I put it on, and I wasn't liking it. So I ended up changing up. So just go along as if that other stuff's not on there. Then I'm going to give it a base coat. Once I get this on here, I'll cure that for 60 seconds. And then I am going to put, what I'm going to be using is an embossing powder. Now at the end of here, I will show you the can or the jar, whatever, of this. I forgot to do it at the beginning. This is embossing powder, and I got this from Michael's. This particular one, it's like a clear iridescent glitter, but it's got kind of a purpley cast to it, which doesn't show up great on camera, and it's just very subtle on the nails when they're done. I couldn't go with, there wasn't a whole lot I could go with for these, because I know my mom doesn't like real super glittery, shiny, flashy stuff. And she gave me, she curtailed me because she said no crystals and no any embellishments. They're going to stick up and be rough and get caught on stuff. Okay, here's the jar. Like I said, it came from Michael's. But we've got that on. I have cured that for 60 seconds. Now I'm going to go over it with a generous layer of base coat again. This is going to help fill in some of the roughness where that is. And obviously you can tell I have sped this up to 2 times. And we're going to cure again. Now we're going to go back over it with the top coat, the wet top coat. I'm going to put a generous coat of this on there. It was tough for me to do this design and not have, not be able to use crystals or anything. You guys know how I love my bling. And at the end of here, we're going to have snowflakes on there. And some of those snowflakes were just screaming at me to have a crystal in the center of them, and I couldn't do it. That's all right. They came out cute in the end. I sent her a picture of them, and she loved them, so that's good. Okay, that's been cured, and we're going to buff now. Eventually, I'm just going to give them I'm just going to show you the one nail. I'm going to give it a quick buff over the nail. And also along the edge, in case there's any little bits that are sticking out over the edge, because I forgot to, before I cured them, I forgot to run my finger along there and make sure the edge was smoothed off from glitter sticking out. I'm using a 100-180 buffer for this. And after I get this smoothed off to my liking, I will go over it with alcohol, an alcohol wipe, and get the dust cleaned off of it. So we will then move on after that to the next phase. Okay, the next phase will be the stamping phase, and I actually had a pretty good stamping day doing these. I got this is one of the set of, I believe there were six or eight, I forget now, of these nail stamping plates. We're just going to use a white stamping polish. I got that set of plates off of Amazon a while back, so this was the first time I was using them, and they actually worked very nicely. I was afraid I was going to have some trouble because it has gotten hot here again. We're back up to 90 again. So I was afraid the last few times I've done stamping, I've had a lot of problems, and I kind of was figuring because it was hot and stuff was drying too fast, but it worked fine this time. Okay, I've picked the image up, and I'm going to clean off just by blotting on there with my scraper some of this stuff around there that I don't want to get on the nail. And we should be ready to go. Okay, now I did have a little bit of an issue with it coming off of there, but I tried to put it back down with that and it didn't want to work. So I should have just used my finger and blotted it down, which is what I ended up doing anyway. Now this one, there was a little piece, there was like one arm missing. I thought it came off that one, but nope, it went on this one. Now you see where that little bit is? I'm trying to line it up, which would have worked out perfectly fine if it wasn't already dry. But it was too dry and it didn't want to stick, so I decided to just say the heck with it and move on. This was kind of a cool stamping plate because it had a whole lot of different snowflakes, so I was able to pretty much keep them all separate or different. For Pete's sakes, there's a cat outside the door again, scratching on the door. I don't know why they do this. Okay, we got a nice bunch of them there. I'm going to go ahead and line that up where I want it and pop it right on there. Now I had a whole one left on there that didn't get used, so I decided to go back and put it on the pinky nail that I just did a minute ago, quickly before it dries too much. Okay. And I will just tap that down where it's sticking up. And now we can move on to the next one. And pretty much we're just going to continue on with the rest of them on this hand. I will just show you this one hand, not going to do all of them. I know it looks like I'm making a big smeary mess out of that. But when I get to the end of my stamping, which I don't show, I will take a wipe with some acetone on it and just go down the whole entire plate and clean it up really good so it'll look like new when it's done. You can also use tape to get these off of there. I find it's easier just to use this if I can do it quick enough before it gets too dry. Now this one, the bottom one is not going to come out on this one. It's only going to half go on. I don't know what happened, but we're going to have to do that bottom one again. And now I'm realizing, wait a minute, that one's half missing. So I will just get some acetone and I'm going to clean that right off of there. This is another good reason to top coat in between doing the whatever your base color is and stamping. That way if you screw anything up, it's real easy to wipe it off and go again. And we'll just pop that one right on the bottom part. And move on. Now I'm going to be on to the chrome nails. I'm just going to have one single snowflake right in the middle of the top part of it. I don't know if you guys noticed at the beginning of this, I added some text to my logo at the front of the video. I thought were kind of cool. It fills it out more. It looks more finished. I'm learning these things and just playing around with different stuff in this program. So every now and then I hit on something that actually looks cool and it works nice for me. I've said before, I'm kind of a little technically challenged, so a lot of this is a new learning experience doing videos. Let me know what you guys think, how they're coming out, maybe what I could be doing better. I think I've at least gotten better with keeping everything in shot now. That's something. And the last one for this hand going on. There we go. Now we're ready to top coat for the final top coat. We're back to this yucky top coat. Now these did give me a lot of trouble. I have sped this up and I ended up cutting it off at one point because it was just, I had to keep going over and over and over these to get the top coat not to bead up on there. And I don't really understand why it was beading up because I'm putting it over itself, so it shouldn't be a compatibility issue. It should be sticking to itself perfectly fine, yet it does not. And I have slap polish on the finger on my hand. I did not, as you notice, I'm not wearing gloves for this. I figured I could get through at least the stamping and the top coat without having to put gloves on, as this was the second day of doing this. I did the rest of the part of them on the first day. Let's see, I'm going to have to keep going over it and going over it, trying to get them smoothed out. I had to get them all smooth at the same time and then hurry up and quickly get them in the lamp before it separated again. Just kind of a pain in the butt, but hopefully I'll use this up really soon and I can move on to a better one. This went on for quite a while. I believe I'm getting ready to cut this off soon. Also, I didn't get my end shot with all of them on the stands. I forgot. So we're going to be up to the finished set. There we are. If you enjoyed the video and liked this set, please give me a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.